E.N.D here. Adamant is the second mechanic in Throne of Eldraine. I have already showed you how to play the adventure mechanic. Adamant is the second mechanic in this set. It's a new mechanic. We never played with this particular mechanic. It's a very simple mechanic. Let's see what this Adamant mechanic says. Adamant, if at least 3 red mana was spent to cast this spell, Embered Paladin enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. This is one of the cards spoiled yesterday in Throne of Eldraine. Embered Paladin for 3 and 1 red. It is a 4/1 creature with haste, but there's a but. Instead, if you pay the 3 mana colorless and the 1 red, if 3 of those mana are red, at least 3 red mana were spent to cast the spell. If you cast them with 3 red mana, in this case, Embered Paladin enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. Basically, if you have a spell and you cast the spell with the Adamant mechanic, you will get added value in the card. Creatures can have Adamant, sorceries and even instants can have the Adamant ability. In this case, Silver Frame Ritual, it is a 3 and 1 white. Put +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. If you play with the Adamant, which in this case is 3 white, you have to pay 3 white mana. Creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn. That means that if in this case you pay 3 and 1 white, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. If you pay the Adamant, creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn. This is how the Adamant ability works. Let's see together how the ability works. Let's do a tutorial. Let's prepare our battlefield. We put our lands. We have our lands in play. Everything is set. Our battlefield is set. We have also our deck. It's our turn. Let's play Embered Paladin. I'm going to cast Embered Paladin and I'm going to pay 1 red and 3 white. I've paid 1 red and 3 white and I'm going to play Embered Paladin. Because I didn't pay 3 red mana for Embered Paladin, Embered Paladin is casted, goes on this deck. At this stage, your opponent can interact with your spell. It can counter it, it can play a burn spell, it can do what legally can do on this deck. If the card is not countered, it goes on the battlefield and it is a 4/1 human knight with haste. Because I paid 3 white and 1 red. Now, let's have an example and let's play it with the Adamant ability. Let's put our lands back in place. I'm going to play again Embered Paladin. But this time, instead of using 3 white, I'm going to use 3 mountains. I'm going to pay 3 red and 1 mountain. You can pay even 4 red. This particular ability is perfect for monocolor creatures or monocolor decks. I paid 3 red, 3 mountains and 1 white. Now I'm going to cast this spell. I'm going to cast Embered Paladin. Embered Paladin is on this deck. Again, Adamant does not give you any other privilege. The spell can be countered. The opponent can respond to the spell. If the spell resolves, Embered Paladin goes on the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. That means that Embered Paladin is a 5/2 creature with haste. This is Adamant. Adamant, it's very simple to play with. As you can see, this particular mechanic is ideal for monocolor decks, mono red deck, mono white deck. It's perfect for those type of decks, and I believe standard will see a lot of these type of decks. We already have RDW, red deck wins, but I think with the Adamant ability we will see more monocolored decks, not only red, but we can see white and also green, which can be very powerful decks if they are played with a mono color and with the Adamant ability. Adamant is a nice mechanic. It's very easy. You can leave me a comment below if you like this mechanic, and here there's a subscription button. Subscribe for my channel for more interesting videos about Throne of Eldraine, Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.